wearing a sling and, you know, you're a little bit injured. That injury wasn't showing so much during the final, though. It changed as the game went on. How are you?
Good evening, and thank you very much for your invitation. It's a pleasure to be among you tonight. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I want to know, like, do you feel the pain less as the game is going on? And you know, because there was when you walked out, it looked solidly in the sling. And then as the game happened, by the 80th minute, you were hands in the air. There was no sign of the injury anymore.
No, the truth is, it's very difficult to coach, to manage without my arms, and it was a little bit difficult. So it's why I take it off. But in the night, I was suffering.
Really?
Yeah.
And then the players are even giving you high fives. I said, good. On the injured arm as well. So you're directing the traffic. You need both arms.
Of course, I need the arms to coach and to show some movement. It's very important for me.
Bodlela, for you, a special night. 4 times at Orlando Pirates, you've been part of winning this trophy. Why is number 4 even more special than the other 3?
Good evening, Thomas. You know, it's always special, you know, playing in a cup final, and let alone win it, you know, and to do it for the 4th time in a row, it's something special. And it's something that I'll keep dear, you know, close to me. And for me, you know, what makes this one special, I think it's being the one who's being able to lift the trophy. You know, I'm always the guy at the back. I'm not the one to be in the front, you know. So this one is special. It's special because I got to lift it.
Because you're the captain. You got to lift it. I saw you looking around, though. Yeah. Like, I saw you looking, trying to delay the lifting. What was happening?
No, I've been picking because I think credit to him, you know, he led the team, you know, in my absence. And it was only fair for me to share the success with him, you know. So hence I was looking around.
He never showed up.
Hey, ufigile but masengithi ndoda siye phela userelaxing.
Too late.
Userelaxing.
That feeling though, that feeling of lifting the trophy, can you describe it?
Yo, Thomas, you can't put it into words. You have to be a part of it, or you have to do it, you know, in order for you to feel what I felt on the weekend, you know, and especially coming from an injury, you know, what a better way to come back to the team than to lift the trophy.
And then, Coach, I mean, coming into this final, let's be straight. It's just you and me here now. This was important, right? I mean, this moment here must have meant so much to you.
Yeah, for sure. It's before speaking about myself, you know, I all the time speak regarding the importance for the club, for the fans, for the players. For me, this is the most important. After, of course, I came at the end. Yes, for me personally, especially when the club won it 3 times. It's very important for a new coach as well, you know, because the previous coach win it, so it's important.
You think about that, like that goes in your mind that, you know, Coach Rivera's won this and he's done it 3 times. This is something that you think about coming into the game?
Of course, and he did well. So when we are competitors, you want to do well, and for the fans, for the club, and to continue winning, and for the trust as well. I think for the confidence, for the trust of the players, of the fans, of the management, I think it's very important.
Guys, I've had some conversations. I see Pomodzo as well as Matthew ready to get into the conversation. Nenze, what would you like to go with?
No, for me, my question goes to the coach to say, a good preparation in pre-season. When the season starts, are you completely happy with the squad? Do you have the belief in the squad that you have to say, this is a squad that I can be able to challenge for trophies with this squad? Were you happy with the squad when the season started?
Of course. The scouting department did a fantastic job. And the way that we trained, the time that the club, the management give us to have such time to prepare not only 15 or 20 players. We've been there with maybe 32 players. It means that we have a vision of a group, so it was important to make a good preparation. Yesterday, not just during the final, we saw many players coming thanks to the preparation that we did. It means that everybody in our team is very important. It's the message that the management is giving to the players since the beginning.
I'm looking at some of the tweets, Coach, and I mean, the love that's coming through for you specifically, and the ones that I just saw on screen, they're calling you John Wick. They're saying you're simply the best, you know. It has to be a good feeling to have the fans on your side now.
Thanks for them, but I like I told you, I always use we, never I. For me, the collective work, the way we are working in the club is fantastic, you know, because I believe on the collective work. It's all the time what I said to the players. It's not because some of players don't start now that they will not finish the season.
You speak about starting, so let's talk about the starting lineup. Right? Let's get straight into that starting lineup. Explain it. What were the decisions that you had to make in terms of how you've decided to start this game? You do have, for instance, a Sibisi who is sitting on the bench who could potentially have taken Siema's position there. You didn't start him.
I think it's a very good question. You know, as a coach and a member of the staff, we have to think of a strategy. And especially when you analyze the opponent, they have two key moments. Stellenbosch all the time start very well the first 15 minutes, and after one hour, they bring a new fresh blood. So we have to take this in consideration, and we cannot throw all our weapons on the table straight away because we can, exactly it's what can happen. We can have this extra time. And we decided this lineup, but we knew that we have strength on the bench, and on the bench, it's these guys who help us to win the game.
I mean, you talk about it, the first 15 minutes, 9 minutes into the game, Mujela has a half chance. Again here, just after that 15-minute mark, we see again Matthew Stellenbosch asking questions of Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, Barnes started out right wing, and you know, he waited in that instance for Godswald to get around on one of a few occasions to get across in, and it was a very dangerous moment. And like I said, Stellenbosch had a period of the game where, you know, they could have gone ahead, and they were also very resolute in defence up until extra time. And here again, working it down that right-hand side, Mojela, I think it was good for Stellenbosch that he had played a couple of games leading up to this all-important final, because he could very well be a thorn in the flesh of most defence.
Barnes there, that's just after the half-time break. And in the second half, Coach, that second half, suddenly we saw Stellenbosch. Suddenly there was tremendous pressure. And I don't know if you felt it on the bench, but in the stadium, I felt the crowd go quiet, and I felt Stellenbosch gaining control.
You're right. Even on the bench, we saw that we are losing a bit the control, the possession, and it's in that moment that quickly we have to react as a staff and to bring our our second weapon. It's what we did, and I think they did some changes as well, and we saw that the central corridor was very blocked by the opponent, and we wanted to change our strategy and to maybe to bring some peace on the side, and especially the weapon is Mabasa. Mabasa, we know, is a guy who likes the box, who is very efficient in the box, but in the same time, he needs somebody to save him.
I think for me, my question will go to the captain, Sibisi, to say there's two youngsters that are playing at centre-back at the moment. The type of conversations that you are having with these two young boys, one, a teammate of yours at International. The other one is a new youngster that has come into the team. How are you taking the role of being a captain and also just being the advisor and a mentor to these young centre-backs?
Look, for me, Prapums, I think it hasn't been such a difficult job to do. You know, as you've said, you know, Lebone has come into the team, you know, fairly new. And I think most of us didn't quite know of him, you know. And I think he has surprised us with the type of performance that he's been able to deliver, you know, in our absence. And I think it can only grow from there, you know. For me, it's just to keep on encouraging them. And as I've said, you know, everyone has to wait for his turn, you know. If it's their turn to play, it doesn't matter whether I'm back. I have to wait for my turn, you know, and whenever I get my chance, I'll definitely use it.
Now, we're speaking about young players, and then we see in this final, and I don't know, guys, if you are going to concur with this, but Relebohile Mofokeng had a fantastic game.
Yeah, superb, you know, and this is the position that he flourishes in, you know, starting out left, cutting inside onto his right foot. And then later on in the game as well, when there were changes made, he felt right at home playing in as a 10, you know. And that, I think that's the difference between last season and this season, is that when the changes are made, there's a slight difference in the players and what they offer, but the quality is the same. And I think that, coach, maybe, you know, you at Rumo Gallants last season, you would have kept an eye on Pirates. Would you perhaps agree with that the quality of the substitutions is almost like versus like now, which must be great for you as a coach?
No, I'm completely agree with you. This season I have the chance to have such talent on the bench and deep on the bench, and give me freedom to make some changes, which is different from last season. Like you said, when we decided to bring Relay in the middle, is to give him more freedom. Because on the side, even he can't come inside, he has only 180 degrees of possibility to play. When he came inside, he has 360 degrees of possibility to play and to have the connection between the front line. So it was the idea, and I think he enjoyed it, because when you give, you have to give freedom to this kind of player.
But he enjoyed it from minute one. He was enjoying it from the kickoff of the game.
Yeah. And I think he felt good in that game. He was exciting to find combination between his teammates. He saw them, he's scanning, he know exactly where they are. And what I like on this player, it's before receiving the ball, he know already what he's going to do and to go forward. This is very important in our game model.
And you see that 60th minute of the game, Pumudzo. The master chef comes out. And then that's where we see Apollos coming in, and really this movement that you're talking about, having to go to the middle of the park. It has an impact, because one of the goals shows exactly maybe what the coach was planning. Give us the tactics, give us the trends. We'll hear what the coach's thoughts are.
I think when you look at what Relay does in the goal that Mabasa ends up scoring, when you go into this, you'll see that is Masindi. He has come off the bench, giving them stability. Unsung hero at Orlando Pirates, I feel Nduli does an incredible job. But what you see in here is the two fullbacks. Look how high they are, the two fullbacks. Nduli wins the ball. It goes to Apollos. One thing that they do well, Stellenbosch, they put pressure as 3 versus 1 in this instance. But 3 versus 1 over there means they open up the space in the pocket for Relay Mofokeng to be able to receive. I'm spiraling Muren, I'm spiraling Mabasa. Those two players are going to combine to score the goal for Orlando Pirates. When you progress, you look at Relay Mofokeng, the amount of players that he attracts himself is 3 in that instance. Maloisani is now forced to come out of his position to try and press the ball. And when he comes out to press the ball, look what it does. That is Maloisani getting closer to Relay Mofokeng. But it opens up the space between the two other defenders in this instance. But Relay Mofokeng is so intelligent. He sees that space that Orlando Pirates can use. I'm spiraling Muremi because he's going to go on and give the assist. First option for Relay Mofokeng is to play the ball out wide to Muremi. The second option is he can play the ball inside for Apollos to be able to go and finish. Now, the end of God is on Mabasa. The coach speaks about Mabasa being a box striker. Look at him trying to make the entrance into the box. As soon as that ball goes to Muremi, he knows Mabasa that he has to attack that near post. A well-taken goal by Orlando Pirates, but the pressing of Stellenbosch opens up space for Relay in the pockets, and he excels.
Is this done in training? Or is it just like brilliant play on the field, coach? Do you work on this in training? Like when you look at that, you go, that's exactly what I planned. I can show you in my clipboard. I said, do this, do this, do this, and then net.
It's a good question. You know, we have to be very humble in that job. Of course, we've been working these patterns since the beginning. You know, most important, I say, we need to give markers in the last third for the players between the crosser and the receiver. It means that more the receiver, the striker, knows exactly where the ball probably can come, better it will be for him to have a good position. So, of course, we are working with to occupy the box, but not to be on the same lines. It means that every players have to arrive with a sharp and dynamic run in this zone.
I'm really interested, Coach. I mean, you spoke about Mabasa and the weapon that he has and the ability that he has, but you start with Evidence Mahopa. So some people at home might be going, but the coach is saying all this great stuff about Mabasa, but he didn't start him. He starts with a different striker. What is the thinking around that?
The thinking is the first when we start the game, we wanted to play very high and to put a very, very high pressure. So for that, you need to choose the right profile who is able to chase and to be very aggressive on the pressing. And we use this profile. It doesn't mean that he cannot score. He can score as well. But we use him. He did it fantastically, and I congratulate him. And after we bring Mabasa.
Now, Potela, this is something I need to ask you, because I was sitting literally right behind the bench. And when that goal goes in, there's no one on the bench when that ball is, it's still coming. And you guys are gone to the corner flag. What is happening there?
Look, Thomas, you know, there's certain players when they have the ball, you know something is about to happen. You know, and in that instance, we saw that Rele had attracted probably 4 or 5 guys, you know. And knowing Rele, you know, his ability to have those good decisions in those critical moments, you know, and credit to him, Moremi played that ball for Tsejo to score a tap-in. And, you know, Tsejo is always there, right place, right time, you know. So for us, we knew what was going to happen. I know ngisho Thomas like we asked ukuthi ubani uphethe yini, so as soon as we really receive a ball, then besazi ukuthi it's all over.
I've never seen anything like, it's like empty. Yeah. The ball, halfway line, pressure's on, empty, they're gone. Yeah. However, you mentioned Moremi, right? Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the sub that happens there. 73rd minute. One, we just saw there, Matthew, the impact of Moremi on that goal for Mabasa. This substitution inspired.
You've got to feel sorry for Molosani and Stanish, because 60, 70 minutes, you've done pretty well. You've handled, you know, Mahopa, you've handled Mbuli to a good extent, and then on comes Apollos, Moremi, you know, Mofokeng changes. That particular ball is not defendable.
There's nothing you can do?
There's nothing you can do. If you see the build-up to that goal, Molosani is actually in a good position.
Bafana defender can't do anything.
There's just too much curl, too much vision from Apollos there. For me, there's very little that Molosani or Stevens could have done in that instance.
So good that the coach's arm was cured. He didn't have the sling anymore. He's feeling good at this point. Coach, Apollos, I mean, that pass, is this what you see every week in training? That kind of vision?
I can tell you that it's a very high level pass. It's what we are seeing in the top games in Europe, and it's what we are expecting from our players. It's what we try to implement in training. And I agree with you when you say that it's very difficult to defend this kind of ball. I've been a defender. It's impossible, because you have to treat the problem at the beginning. If you don't treat it at the beginning, it's very difficult to treat it at the end of the action.
And look at the danger that continues here with Moremi and his statistics in the game. He's played, what, 45 minutes?
Yeah, for me, he shows a very big heart. This is a player that I think the Orlando Pirates supporters were a little bit impatient with in previous games, where he was not getting the love that he deserved. It's difficult for young players like this joining a big institution like Orlando Pirates and adapt immediately. I think he needed a couple of games to adjust, and he did not adjust as quick as maybe the supporters wanted. I think I was commentating in one of the games where he got booed after the game, but the strong mentality that he shows to say he will block that noise, concentrate and work hard at training. And that's why he was able to give the team this type of performance and result over the weekend.
Bodlel, guy who comes in, the match is 120 minutes. He plays 45 of them. Man of the match.
Thomas, like the numbers that the guy had, you know, to come off the bench and score 2 goals, you know, but credit not only to him, the supply that he got, you know, from Ozone, 2 brilliant balls, you know. And I agree with what Matthew said, you know, to say that first ball you can't defend. It's either you score an own goal or they score, you know. So, yeah, no, credit to him for picking himself up, you know. I think as Upra Pums has mentioned, he didn't have the greatest of starts, you know, and the supporters were kind of impatient with him. But, you know, to pick himself up and to score 2 goals for us in the final.
Were there any conversations that maybe happened with you as a captain after the incidents where the fans were on his back and, you know, trying to keep him up, either coach, captain, to make sure that he could be in this kind of mindset for a game like this one?
Yeah, there were conversations, you know, Thomas, and it was one of positivity because I think most of us have been there, you know, where, you know, the supporters are on your case a bit, but...
Now, Captain Fantastic!
Yeah, and I mean, we are corner, Thomas, but yeah, you can only grow from that, you know, and to put in such a performance on a final, you know, what more can we ask for the guy? It can
The performance, 4 shots, 3 on target, 1 key pass, 30 touches, 15 passes, 2 tackles. He's won a foul. He's conceded a foul in 45 minutes. There are a lot of players who don't do that in 90 minutes, Coach. He just came in ready for the moment, ready for the occasion.
Yeah, there is one thing that is very important in our club. It's how the players have been managed and the mentality, the spirit, the team spirit that we have in the team since the beginning. You know, in the preparation, if you've seen all the games, we didn't have one lineup. Everybody was rotating, and we were playing every place to give time to all the players in order just to be ready in that kind of games. And there is one thing that is very important for me as a coach. Even when I give the lineup, I never call the other players substitute. Never. It's forbidden, and it's forbidden to get out from my mouth. I call them impact players. And it's very important because when the guy comes, is to finish the work that the other one has done. It's exactly what they did. And we have to continue in that spirit in the other games, and it's what I'm expecting from the players.
But how does he get 30 touches, Coach? 30 touches in 45 minutes. A lot of players don't make that many touches. It's as though you were saying, give the ball to Muremi.
Yeah, because he came, he's fresh, and he already played some games as well. They know that we can give him the ball. He's a speed, he can take space, and he had a lot of confidence. That is very important, especially when we push him on the left side.